my channel. Today I just wanted to do a quick rundown of what we are doing for summer in terms of homeschool. This is kind of an unusual summer for us because most summers what we do is when the kids are done with our parent partnership program, then we take, and that's usually like early June, then we take that time until the end of June off and just have complete break at that point. And then start up again after the 4th of July, like the week after the 4th of July. That's our normal homeschool schedule in the summer. Since we generally do like to go year round, it just kind of keeps that momentum going with the kids. We still have significant breaks throughout the year, but going year round really keeps the momentum going and really helps my kids with just having that consistency and that routine. And if we're behind on anything, it gives us that extra time to catch up and that kind of thing. But this summer is different. You may have seen my last video that I am having my breast reconstruction surgery done, post mastectomy, post breast cancer. If you want to see that whole story, I can link that in the cards here. You want to be in the video?
Hello.
Alex wanted to join in. It's been a while since Alex has shown up in one of my videos.
It has been a while?
Well, I mean, we've had like our vlogs and stuff, but you haven't showed up in one of my sit-down videos in quite a while.
I'm 9.
9 years old now. My baby. I can't believe you're going to be 10 in less than a year. That's crazy. Crazy pants. But he's still affectionate as ever, and I hope that never changes. Anyway, so this year, instead of doing the taking a break in June thing, because I'm having my surgery mid-July, we just decided to continue doing our homeschool stuff even after our parent partnership was done.
Good boy, guys. We're next time. Good boy.
Well, anyway, so like I was saying, because of my surgery, we're doing things a little differently. We're going to continue homeschooling through the end of June, which is next week at this point. That will be our last week. And then we're just going to take the whole month of July off. So that will be our big summer break this year, will be just the whole month of July. So that will give me time to, we're actually going to go camping before my surgery, and then it'll give time for my surgery and recovery and all of that before we start up again. And then the plan is to start homeschool back up again in August once I am feeling up and at 'em and ready to get back into it. So that is the schedule plan for homeschool. So I just wanted to show you. I have you set up in our little common area in our dining room here. I haven't really done a video here before, but I just set up this little shelf behind me for homeschooling materials, since we do have a homeschool room, but we always end up doing it in the dining room because that's just where there's room for that many people. So I set up just our regular stuff in here that we need on a daily basis. So I'm just going to turn around and I'm going to show you for each kid what we are covering this summer. So overall, we are basically just continuing what we were doing throughout the year, but there have been a couple of changes.
I'm just going to help you show my parts.
You want to show your parts? Okay, Alex wants to help show his stuff. So
language arts.
So this is the Good and the Beautiful language arts. I'm still going to do a review of this. Once we finish this, we're going to be done with probably the Good and the Beautiful. It's doing its job, but I have some issues with it. So it's a big old thick thing, and we are about halfway through it. So we are powering through, trying to do like 5 days a week on this thing, trying to get it done by fall. That's the goal. So we're going through that.
This is grammar.
Yep, then we're doing the Scholastic 3rd grade grammar. So we're basically just trying to finish all of his 3rd grade curriculum since he's going into 4th grade.
And then this is super sentence. And then this is...
No, this one's reading test. This is a Scholastic reading tests where he's just like learning how to do comprehension tests with multiple choice, that kind of thing.
Super sentence.
Super sentences, Evan Moor. This is helping him learn how to write better sentences. I've been pleasantly surprised that he actually likes this one. You actually write funny sentences. and descriptive sentences.
This is time telling.
So, yep, we're doing time telling. We have a bunch of separate workbooks for all of his math stuff. They're small ones.
And then this is fractions.
Fractions by IXL.
And then this is another math workbook.
This is his main IXL math workbook. So he's now about 2/3 through this, so we're trying to power through this to get through the end of this by the end of the summer as well.
Money.
Yep, Money Math, 3rd grade. This one is by DK.
And it's cursive.
Cursive, he likes doing this one. This one is little silly rhymes. And let's see, he was doing some in color there. But this is just getting him a little more fluent in cursive, even though he knows his cursive now, but it's just getting him more fluent.
Brain Quest.
Yep, this one is one that I started a long time ago. We've been working on this for a long time, and we are finally, as you can see our little marker here, almost through it. This is 2nd grade level, so this was just filling in 2nd grade gaps.
Spelling. Spelling.
So yeah, all about spelling. We are doing all about spelling for spelling.
Gotta go.
Okay, and then the last couple of things that he's doing is I really wanted to start doing a little extra this summer on writing with Alex, because he really needs a lot of help with writing. So the super sentences like we showed you before, Evan Moor, also this Evan Moor real world writing. We are also working on this. And this he is almost through. Multiplication and division through 12. He's got his stuff down. We're just finishing up the last, like 5 pages or something like that in that. So he'll be finishing this really soon. That'll be nice. And geometry and measurement for 3rd grade. This one's by Kumon. Next year we're going to be doing Math Mammoth, so everything is going to be consolidated into one curriculum. And it's going to be so nice to be so much more simplified than this year. And he did do standardized testing this year, and through that we found out that he needed a little bit of help with word problems. So I got just one of these School Zone word problems books. It was like $3. And this has actually really been helping his skills in learning how to translate a word problem into an equation. This has actually been doing the trick for that. So that is everything for Alex's individual stuff. Okay, I'm gonna scoot over here and show you Sophie's things. So for Sophie, you probably saw my whole review on Logic of English. If you haven't seen that, I will link that in the cards here. Definitely go watch that. This has been our game changer reading curriculum. She is taking off with reading, and I could not be happier about it. Sophie, do you like Logic of English?
Yes, I love it.
Sophie wanted to join me for talking about her stuff. Is it your favorite curriculum?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Why don't you sit up on my lap so you're a little bit higher? There we go.
Ouch, don't.
Oh, sorry. They got their vaccine today, so hallelujah for boosters and Teo's first shot. Hallelujah. But they have sore arms today. Then we have these highlights books. We've just been working through this series all year. This one is Reading and Writing and Reading Comprehension. Do you like these books, Sophie?
Yeah.
Yeah, she generally really likes the highlights ones. We also have a highlights edition for math as well that we are working through. We just finished their math concepts one as well, and now we moved on to addition. Sophie and Alex are working on their writing, so I also got Sophie the real world writing from Evan Moor.
Mommy, is this the one that I did my journal from?
It is, yeah. So the first thing was making a journal, and so she got to create her own journal, and that was fun.
Yeah, I kind of like this almost as much as Logic of English.
Yeah, that's good. I think that this one's gonna like writing a lot more than the other.
I like writing more than math.
Yeah, I think that you're gonna be a language arts kind of kid. Now that reading is really taking off, once you get really good at reading and writing, I have a feeling that you're gonna like it a lot. You already are starting to. Let's go through the language arts stuff first. For handwriting, we are doing Handwriting Without Tears. Boop. Boop, boop. And we finished the orange book, which is the kindergarten level one, and now we are on to the first grade yellow level book. And she's a little ways through this one now, so that's good. And we also do this silly sentences. Do you like silly sentences?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just have these silly sentences that you literally trace and copy, and then you make your own sentence on the other page.
What is this one?
So, for example, an otter orders hors d'oeuvres. Orange you glad Oreos are in outer space. And then yours was ostriches are oval. So she's been having fun with that one. This one is supplemental. This is called Reading Pathways. And this just helps with reading fluency.
I thought it was called Reading Pyramids.
Well, they are like pyramids. It's actually called Reading Pathways, but you're right, there's a pyramid on it.
And there's kind of pyramid shape here.
But yeah, you can see that there's pyramids inside, and it basically it's sentences that build on each other. So it really helps with reading fluency.
Have you done any of these ones yet?
No, right now we're on this one. Some letter combinations like CK and TH and that kind of thing. This seems to be aligning well with our logic of English too, because the letter combinations she's been learning seem to be lining up well as we move through this book as well, which is great.
It also been lining up with this book.
It has, yep, it's been lining up with Explode the Code too. Did you know that this is called Explode the Code? Yeah, this is called Explode the Code. It goes all the way up to 8. We'll see. I don't know if we'll go all the way up to 8 or not. We'll at least go through 4. I have through book 4, and they were really, really cheap and totally worth it for how effective they are. So she's on to level 2 now for Explode the Code, which is phonics mastery. And they just have these little games, things that they circle, words that they write that match, silly sentences that they have to read. It's great. We just started doing this one. She's about-ish 1 year behind in her reading level or so. So like language arts level. So I thought I would start introducing her to grammar and punctuation, which is also covered in Logic of English, but I just thought going a little more in depth in grammar and punctuation would be good. So this is grade 1 by Evan Moor, Grammar and Punctuation. We'll be working on this one through eternity. This one, because it is a massive book, but sight words. And this has actually been working really well as well. If there's a word that she already knows in here, we just skip over it. But it's been really good.
What does this one say?
That says what?
What?
Yeah. So as you can see, there's a page that says what the word is, and then it has activities to practice that sight word. And I'm a believer in doing both phonics and sight words together because I think both are important. So this is just kind of reinforcing the sight words aspect of it. This was $12 and I got it at Costco, so it was pretty affordable. We'll probably be working on this to 3rd grade or something because it's so big.
Really?
Yeah. I did a ton more research, ultimately decided to do horizons.
And there's also different ways to count in this.
Right. And we are adding in a lot of manipulatives with this as well.
Like number lines.
Number lines, and I got like one of those little balance weight things where you can put the, correct number on each side to make it balanced. So just got a bunch of manipulatives that are like popular from other curriculums, and I'm just kind of incorporating them into this.
And this is my number line. This one goes up. Yeah. This side goes up to 20, and the other side goes up to 10.
Yeah.
Wait, is this?
So that we have the little dry erase number line, and that helps a lot. And we also got, you hold that one up?
The abacus.
The abacus. And I got it with the, 2 different colors on each side so you can, see the patterns.
Yeah.
How it relates to 5 and you know, one more, one less. That's how they do it in Right Start Math, as well as that style of abacus. We're just incorporating all of those into the Horizons Math. So I can show you how colorful Horizons Math is.
Mommy, I can't see.
Sorry. Yeah. So this has been way better.
That reminds me of the time when we went to
Still
the store.
not perfect, but we have made, it's massively improved. So this is a pretty comprehensive curriculum as well. So far, I've been really happy with it. Once I've taught the concept, then she can do this workbook a lot more independently, which that's good too. So also to supplement math,
we got this book.
another school zone, another $3 school zone one, because she's really struggling with memorizing math facts. So this is to help practice the math facts. So that's why we got this one. So it's practicing basic addition and subtraction.
And then we got to addition and subtraction.
And these books are nice and colorful and have visuals as well, which is great.
And I also can
super
count
cheap.
things.
Okay, and then we also got this addition and subtraction color by number to help with her math facts as well. She's totally right-brained and artistic, aren't you?
What does right brain mean?
It means that you like things that are more abstract and artistic and creative. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes, I would say so. So this is, you have to solve the problem and then color by number according to the answer. So that's been a fun way to get her to practice math facts as well.
This is my time and money
Time
book.
and money. This has really been effective. Goofball, come here. Camera cut out on us. Okay, so time and money. This one has been really effective. It's by, let's see, Thinking Kids. Highly recommend this one. It's also very colorful, engaging, and it starts really simple and does like lots of drilling. So they really get it down, starting with like time to the hour, and they do a ton of time to the hour. Then they do time to the half hour, and they do a ton of time to the half hour, then quarter hour, etc. And then same with learning money, they just start with pennies.
Pennies.
Just start with pennies, right?
And
then they learn how to count pennies.
To nickels.
Then we went on to nickels.
And then we went into dimes.
Then we went on to dimes. And then we learned, you know, skip counting by 5s and 10s.
Yeah, but Mommy, is there any other kinds of money?
Yeah, we're going to get to quarters next.
How much is a quarter worth?
25 cents.
That's a lot of cents.
That's a lot of cents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in this binder we have our wild math curriculum. I talked about that in my last curriculum update. Love it. Amazing supplement to help. We need a lot of math with her, a lot of coming at math from a bunch of different angles, because it's definitely a struggle for her, and like it was for me when I was a kid. Did you know math was hard for me too when I was a kid? Yeah, so you're not alone. It was hard for me too, but you know what? I eventually got it. And you're going to also. So yeah, we love this. This is like nature-based math.
And one time we did this swan one where we used our feet to pick up rocks in the pool and pretend we were swan, and we had to
count all of the
count
food.
by fives.
Count by 5s.
And I pretend I fed to my baby, and I had to count by 5s.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like imaginative, like where they play these games. Last week we made cairns, which are little rock stacks of 5 rocks high, and then counted them all by 5s. It's just really creative and fun and nature-based, which we love, because we're definitely nature kind of people, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and the last one for Sophie
I
is
like that one.
Brain Quest. Everybody loves Brain Quest.
What's Brain Quest?
That's just what this brand is called, and this one's first grade. Got this one for $8 at Costco. So she's just working her way. She's almost halfway through this one as well. So this covers all sorts of, you know, this is just like filling in gaps, reinforcing things. So right now we're in the reading section, and I am so impressed that she can actually like read these little blurbs now. I'm so impressed, because Logic of English has been so effective that now even in this little practice book, she's able to read the stuff, and I'm just like, oh, hallelujah. So you've been doing a good job with that. Now we move on to Teo's.
Okay, I'll go back.
Okay, thank you, Sophie.
Bye-bye, guys.
And then in terms of individual stuff for Teo. So because Logic of English was so effective with Sophie, and we had it, I figured we would just use it for Teo as well. He was doing the Good and the Beautiful Level K primer, and he blasted through that this last year. So on we went to Logic of English for him. Being that he's only 4.5, we are definitely going at a slower pace and doing a lot less stuff with him because he's already so advanced. He's only 4.5 and he's already starting to effectively read, and he's in a kindergarten level math, which I will talk about in a second. So just in terms of, we don't have a brain quest one for him, but we do have highlights. Sophie did the highlights as well, and Teo did this for pre-K as well. He powered through all of those as well, and then I was gonna just stop doing highlights with him, but he begged for another one. So I went on and got the kindergarten level for highlights. So just practicing very colorful reading, writing, math, all sorts of random skills in there. So anyway, that's been good. This one is a Scholastic Wipe Clean workbook. This is one of the very first things I got for Alex when we started homeschooling, and I have used this for all 3 kids. And now Teo is the 3rd one to go through this one as well, but this is also just all sorts of, as you can see, practicing letters, numbers, basic kindergarten stuff. We are now moving on to a little bit of addition, and and there's shapes, patterns, and he loves this one as well. So he's still working through that one. When he gets done with this one, we'll go on to the 1st grade one. In terms of handwriting, I am having him do the Good and the Beautiful handwriting level K, and he's blasted through this one as well. So as you can see, like, he's done that much, just has this tiny little bit to go. And then we're going to be moving him onto handwriting without tears, because that's been really effective for Sophie. So I'm going to do that one with Teo as well once he finishes this one, which should be soon. Now, math.
Well, I want to show my stuff.
Okay, come here and we'll show these things. Teo decided after all that he does want to help me. So here he comes. All right, so we're going to talk about your math. So this kid worked through pre-K math, blazed through that as well with the highlights one, and he was ready for kindergarten, like straight up kindergarten math. So,
and this is one of my kindergarten books.
It is.
And there's 2 pages on each side.
Yep. So this is the Good and the Beautiful Level K kindergarten, and it didn't work with Sophie. It does seem to be working with him. So I have decided in general I'm not a huge fan of the Good and the Beautiful. We're going to keep using it through the end of this curriculum, and then we are switching to, well, let me rephrase that. We are going to continue doing Horizons for Teo as well.
So this is my new kindergarten book.
Yep.
There's a picture of balloon right here, and it's orange on the back.
Yep.
I'll show you all the pages.
Can you show the inside? Good job. Yeah, so this is the same curriculum that we started with Sophie that has been a lot more effective for Sophie. I was sufficiently happy with it that I thought, you know, I was considering doing Math Mammoth grade 1, starting with him.
Here's 1 page of it.
Yeah, but he could probably do it, but because he's 4, he kind of needs that visual appeal like Sophie does. He's not as right-brained as she is, but I think just being 4 years old, that color and that bright visual appeal is still important for him. With Horizons, I learned that they're kind of advanced. So they're, yes, all right, good job, Teo. So we learned that they're kind of advanced, so they're kind of a grade level ahead. So their level K really, even though it starts really simple, by the time you're through the 2nd book of it, you're kind of doing like 1st grade level work. It's pretty advanced, like adding double digits kind of thing. So really, I'm counting this as like 1st grade level. When Teo saw this, you said you wanted to start it right away, didn't you? Yeah.
And this is my small kindergarten book.
That's your handwriting book.
Yep.
Yeah, I already showed them that one.
And here, this one with numbers and shapes.
Yeah.
And this one with letters and shapes.
Yeah. Even though this is like first grade level, we decided, you know what, like, because it starts slow enough in the beginning, I'm just going to start him on this one at the same time while we finish the Good and the Beautiful one. So he's about halfway through the Good and the Beautiful one. And we'll just keep working through this at the same time. That's all we have for Teo. Keeping it simple with him.
First I want to show Doodling Dragons.
Okay, he wants to show Doodling Dragons because that's part of Logic of English, and the kids love Doodling Dragons, and Whistling Whales is the level B one that Sophie's doing right now.
I'm going to show my favorite letter, T. T.
There's T. Come sit over here so they can see you.
Okay. There's T, my favorite letter. And I like T.
You like T because T is for Teo. All right, good job, kiddo. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. That's all of the individual subjects. So I'm going to quickly show you our group subjects. So let me take you over to the other section where I have our group stuff. Okay, I'm back. Put the kids to bed. Dark outside. Now I'm going to finish my video. Okay, so these are where I keep all of the group subject materials, plus like manipulatives and that kind of thing. So this is a thing I actually do with them. Since we do church online on the weekends most of the time, we're hoping now that Teo is vaccinated, we'll be able to start going in person again here at some point. Do like a little Bible time together, like children's Bible. And I thought that would be a good time to do this Evan Moor curriculum. It just kind of fits into the whole like spiritual theme of things. And it's called Heart and Mind. And I saw Tanya over at Project Happy Home do a review of this. And I thought, wow, that's a really good idea to spend some time talking about social and emotional health. So I thought I would incorporate that this summer as well. So I have one for ages 4 and 5 and ages 6 and 7 and age 7 and 8. So I have one for each kid. We have this word of the day to work on our vocabulary skills, and this is just something by Merriam-Webster Kids. So that's the makers of the dictionary, and this has been a lot of fun. I actually usually just pick one day that we go through the last week's worth, and we just talk about what those words mean, and then occasionally they pop up in real life and I'm like, oh, do you remember when we learned that vocabulary word? This has been a fun way for all of us to learn vocabulary together. I talked about this one in my previous curriculum video. This is the Crirical Thinking. I am just continuing on with this. Sophie and Alex are working their way through this. If you want to see the video where I go into more depth about all of these curricula, I will link that video here. But I think this is a skill that is sorely lacking in our society, and so I am really making an effort to make sure my kids know how to think critically. And then on the weekend, I like to just have like one activity that we can do together just to give like a little bit of structure to our days on the weekend. And so that's what I do with Sophie and Teo. This is beyond Alex. He's like so far advanced with science, but this is really right up the alley of Sophie and Teo. This is one of Sophie's highlights workbooks like that I showed you earlier, but this one is first grade science. So they have just some basic science stuff that they need to know in first grade, plus some, you know, fun, easy experiments that you can do with stuff that you already have around your house. So like tomorrow we're doing a shaving cream coloring experiment. So that should be fun. I really like the highlights. They're great. Now this is a gift that our friend gave to Alex and Sophie on their birthdays back in March, and this is a year of nature poetry. And I thought that that would be a really cool thing to incorporate into our weekly routine, to have just a daily nature poem. So I usually just have one day where I just read a week's worth of poems as well for this. So this is a really beautiful book. You can see it's shiny. Let's see if I can hold it up in a way here that it doesn't fall down, but you can see the illustrations are really bright and colorful and beautiful art. that's great as well. Okay, so the 2 unit studies that we are doing together over the summer. The first one is the Good and the Beautiful, Safety. Like I said, I'm gradually going to be phasing out the Good and the Beautiful. There are some things that I like about it, some other things that I don't like about it. This one I like. This one has been a pretty good one. I guess they came out with a newer version of this safety unit, but I printed this off like right before they came out with the new version. So it was highly discounted because of that, so that was nice. But I think it's really good. It just talks about basic safety, talking about fire safety, water and electricity, earthquakes, natural disasters, body safety, home alone, kitchen and cooking safety, internet and peer pressure, and gun safety. They really need to learn some basic life safety skills. So we're doing that this summer. And I mentioned this in my previous curriculum video as well, but we are doing a unit on evolution. And I talked in that whole video about my philosophy of being a Christian and how I think it's so important that we blend science and faith together, because I think that they are symbiotic and not a strange dichotomy like so many people make it out to be. What we did was we started our whole history unit from the very beginning at the Big Bang, and we have been slowly making our way through prehistory, and that's what we're working on right now. So we are doing, this is kind of like a science slash history unit. Because there's a lot of science involved in the prehistory of the world. So we're talking about evolution, what it is, how it works, in terms of, you know, all the different time periods throughout history, and what kind of life existed in those different times. Evolution, Journey of Life. This is a printed off unit that I got through Teachers Pay Teachers. And so I just have this little teacher's guide, and it just tells you inside which pages of the main book to read, and then which supplemental readings there are, if there's like any YouTube videos to watch or anything like that. But it is all based on this amazing evolution book. And the secondary book they use is When Whales Walked. And all of these books have beautiful illustrations on the inside as well. And then the kids have their student notebooks. Even Teo has been doing this. All 3 kids, this has been a unit that we've been for sure doing all together. And you know, I just adjust it towards their age levels. Like I try to have Alex actually do a little bit of writing. I have Sophie dictate things to me. I have them all draw pictures. Teo just draws pictures. So this has been really good so far. We've been enjoying this. So that is what we are doing for our kind of broken up summer homeschooling plan. So we'll be doing kind of bookends for the summer this year, with all of June and all of August, with a break in the middle in July. And our goal is to hopefully get through all of the remaining curricula that we had not finished from last year, and kind of get caught up to grade level, because there are a couple of things like I mentioned earlier. Sophie is about a whole grade level behind in her reading, so we're seeing if we can get her a little closer to being caught up with that. And Alex is a whole year level behind with his language arts as well. And, you know, they both have areas where they are, you know, right on par where they should be grade level, other areas where they're like super advanced, and then these couple of areas where they're behind. So this is really the nice thing about homeschooling, is that we can adjust their level to where they are actually at, because we don't have to keep up with a whole class kind of thing, which is really nice. Yeah, that's our goal for the summer. All my fellow homeschoolers out there, let me know what you guys are doing for your summer homeschooling plans, because I'm always eager to hear how other people do it as well. So anyway, if you guys like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the little notification bell so you can get notified when I put a new video up, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!